UN General Assembly kicked off a marathon week of diplomacy with a summit for the future.
I called for this summit because our world is heading off the rails and we need tough decisions to get back on track.
The signature event adopted by consensus a wide-ranging Pact for the Future, a blueprint aimed at ensuring that international institutions can deliver in a world that has changed dramatically since they were created in 1945. Russia, which raised numerous objections to elements of the pact as the months-long negotiations were wrapping up last week, sought to amend the document moments before its adoption, but failed. The pact has lofty goals for eradicating poverty, ending hunger, and building peaceful and inclusive societies. It also seeks to bridge the digital divide. Now the hard work of implementing it begins.
But our people know instinctively that this will only be talk unless there's a fundamental change in what we do and how we do it, and who is seen and heard in the corridors of decision-making.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. Everyone, it says that this is the power structure fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county. Thank you very much. Take action. We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles in Great Millstone, and Barakatham to you brothers as I am teaching this truth with faith and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And what you just seen, you know, was I don't know his name, but he was speaking at the UN, you know, at the UN summit, you know, and he was speaking about how to make the world a better place. And we all know what he means. He wants not he, but they, the elite that's ruling the world right now, they want to implement, this biometric identity, for all. It says United Nations strategy for legal identity for all, and that's their plan. That's what they want to do. And we all know, that it's, a nefarious, plan behind it. Not only do they want, a digital biometric identity for all, but they want this thing connected, not just your identity, but they want this thing as a means to be able to buy and sell, and as that lady just said, if you don't, basically do do what the elites want you to do, they can shut you out. They can shut you out the system, They can shut off your access to certain things if you're not, following, certain rules that they have set up, And for the ones that don't take it at all, you're completely shut out. It won't be no and they're going to have these different, we're going to call them rehabilitation camps, That's what we're going to call it, that they're going to drag people off to, for not, taking this this legal identity for all. But we all know that it's going to be much more than that, because without this, CHIP, you're not going to be able to participate in their society. You're not going to be able to buy and sell things, And the times that we're coming into, is going to be martial law, and basically they're going to bring, when all hell breaks loose, they're going to bring their form of order out of the chaos, and accepting, the CHIP is one of those forms of order that they want to bring. And yeah, man, let's go get some scriptures. And this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the patience of my word, and, in that day, speaking, in that day when he does, comes down with all his terror, the 144,000 elect, the hopeful elect, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah will put that spirit on them to resist, taking the CHIP. And that's the only way that you can, not take it, is if the Lord is with you, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. And that, and patience, that's to suffer, man. So it ain't going to be easy, So the 144,000, the hopeful 144,000 elect is going to suffer when that day comes. But the Lord is also going to be with you, man, Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And let's get the Strong's definition of to try. This is G3985, to try, and it's pirazo, to test. Okay, that is endeavor, scrutinize, entice, discipline. If you go into that word from the base of G4008 through the idea of piercing, a test that is attempt, experience. Okay, so basically the word, they're going to try you through the idea of piercing, and you have to get, the CHIP pierced, into your hand, or in your forehead, or wherever the hell you get it in your left hand. It's the same thing, And he already has this technology set up. You could go to your gas station. It's already set up. It's the same thing. The chip in your card is going to be a chip in your hand. It's the same fucking thing. It's already set up. It's set up at your different, I believe Whole Foods has it now that you can actually, and it's blatant, right in your face, says pay with your palm, you know? Pay with your palm. It's blatant, you know? And all these other places that have already have the technology set up with different chip readers, you know, it's gonna work the same way you tap your credit or debit card. It's gonna be the same way that you fucking tap your hand over the chip reader, and bam, you know, it's gonna be the same shit. And E is just waiting for, you know, the right time. He's waiting for the right. He's waiting for the right crisis, you know, to do what he's gonna do, to bring everything crashing on down, man. And let's get Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, you know, and close this thing on out, you know. And, you know, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the beast or the number of his name, you know. And right now the UN is doing it under the disguise of you know, digital ID for everyone, but ultimately it's to connect this thing to the payment system, man. They want you under total, you know, control. Total control. It's going to have, you know, it's going to be a way to identify you, you know, your medical records, and also a way of buying and selling, you know. And so with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.